Hi, Carm. Okay, so we're going to try something different because I think learning just purely online for you might be a little bit difficult. So we're going to have this video playing while you're going through your lesson, okay? So on the first page you see it says, what was advertised on the last billboard you saw? Now click to the next page. We see our lesson goals. You're going to take a spelling pre-test, read aloud to practice your fluency, read the sign painter, interpret and describe illustrations, practice vocabulary words, practice your cursive handwriting. Then you see the word dialogue. That's a key word. What is dialogue? Those are the words that characters say in a written work. Mood. What is the mood? We studied this before. The feeling that an author shows with words and pictures. So, like we said before, a scary book, the mood is fear. A romantic book, the mood is love. An adventure book, the mood is excitement. And setting, again, we know the setting is when and where a story takes place, not just where, when. The time period is important too. So we'll click to the next page. So now what you're going to do, you're going to get your activity book and open it up to Spelling List 2. I will already have that marked in the book for you. You're going to go to the next page on your online portal, on the online web page. And it says, you should see where it says begin, complete your spelling pre-test. And what you're going to do is play each word and type in your answer on line. You're going to type in how you think it's spelled, and then you check your answer. So let's do the first one together.
Fact.
So fact is actually spelled F-A-C-T, but I'm going to put F-E-C-T. I'm going to put it in wrong. So then it will show you what the correct answer is. So any answer that you get wrong, you write down in your activity book, okay? Pause me on here, do that test. You can obviously talk to Real Mommy if you need any help. And once you're done with the spelling part, press play and we'll keep going through the lesson. Okay, you should be back from doing your spelling test, your pre-test. A pre-test is good because it helps you to figure out what you need to do. So now we're learning about plural spelling patterns. So press play on the video, pause me, press play on the video. You should see this now. Press play on that. And when you're done, click to the next page. Press play on the next page. So now you should see this. You should have watched 2 small videos and you're going to sort the words by their plural endings. So what you should have learned in those last 2 pages, in those last 2 short videos, is that words that end in consonants, we usually add ES. Well, not all consonants, some consonants, like words that already have a S sound at the end of it, like fox. We can't just add an S to that because it would be foxes. So we say foxes, or the word dress. We can't say dresses. We say dresses. But a word like napkin ends in an N. That's very easy to add an S, napkins. Okay? So pause me while you do that activity and then come back here. Okay, so now once you've completed that, you've unpaused me, you've clicked to the next page, you see you have to do your fluency. So you need to read and record and listen to yourself. Try really hard to, each time that you're listening, to really listen to your reading and think about what you want to improve in your reading. Once you're done, you'll click to the next page. It'll say, do you want to read more? If you'd like to read more, pause me again and ask Real Mommy how to do it. If not, so that'll be where it asks you, do you want to read more on the big universe? If you want to read the story, great. If not, we'll continue the lesson by clicking to the next page. So now we're going to strengthen our skills. Asking questions. Asking questions is an important strategy that helps you understand what you read. Let's learn about asking questions for fictional stories. So now you should see this, and I'm going to play it for you here.
Good readers ask questions about a text. They do this before and during reading. They may even ask questions after they read. Asking questions is important. Questions guide your reading as you look for answers. If you can answer your questions, you know that you understand what you have read.
So this is why it's important. When you're reading a story, you should ask questions. When is this taking place? Now we know, is a story set in the future? Is it in the past? Is it in the present? So we do that before and after we're reading. I wonder when this is going to take place, and after and during. Why? Why is the character doing this? Why did the author describe it that way? For instance, if we're reading an adventure novel, you might ask, why is the character going in there? Is it because there's something, the key to something in there? Is this where the adventure begins? Is this where the adventure takes a twist and a turn? When you ask those sorts of questions when you're reading, you will become a more engaged reader. And engaged means being actually involved in what you're reading, so that you're taking it in, you're comprehending and understanding what you're reading. It also makes reading more enjoyable. Okay, so click to the next page. It's just loading for me. Okay, so now it says story elements, and I'm going to play this for you, this 10 seconds.
For a fictional story, you might ask questions about the story elements. Do you remember the story elements? Press each story element to learn more.
Okay, so when it's talking about fictional means fake. So that's something that the author's made up. And every story has to have certain parts. You can think of a story as a beautiful meal, and the story elements are the ingredients. You have to have, 1 second, I'm pausing. So, sorry, I had to pause because you've come downstairs and have interrupted me. So some of those elements are characters, the people in the story, the setting, when and where it takes place, the plot, what's happening, and every good fiction story has a problem and a solution. So I'm going to end this particular video here. I want you to click on each of those and learn more about it, and then you can start video 2, which I will record a little bit later, because now you guys want to do U Deluxe and you won't be able to hear me.